that crappy bowling alley pizza.
Fever dream.
Random story time.
Can we actually
another
do
video?
that?
Playing bowling at 3 a.m.
In Anaheim.
There were people like asleep on the couches. Some were actually bowling. Some were dancing. Sydney was doing yoga. Like it
Yeah,
was,
we did
it
yoga
was
sessions.
crazy.
Okay, welcome back to the Collegiate Collective. I'm Aaminah. I'm going to UCLA this fall.
I'm Taryn. I'm going to UC Berkeley this fall.
I'm Lilli. I'm going to UC Santa Cruz.
I'm Elxx. I'm going to Cal Poly.
I'm Karla and I'm also going to Berkeley.
And I'm Sydney and I'm going to Stanford.
And this is Marley.
He's not going
You
anywhere.
stay. Because gap years are an option.
Gap years. Get one.
Alright, so today's video is going to be senior year advice. So we know senior year is a very imperative, influential, monumental.
A bunch of adjectives.
Yeah, so we have some things to talk about. But first, we want to talk about kind of the timeline and important dates to know. So if I mess up on the dates, I'm sorry, but I'll link in the description more accurate dates. But a good date to know is your FAFSA application, because I'm assuming most of us need that financial aid.
We do.
So FAFSA opens October 1st, and you have until March to fill it out. And then a lot of, do you have anything to add?
Sorry, I was gonna say depending on like what application you're doing, some might ask for them earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I know like Aaminah and I had to do it in like September, so just watch out for that.
Yeah. Don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate on anything, but
And
make
fill them
sure you
out.
get your facts.
Sorry.
No, this is good.
Sorry. I was gonna say fill them out even if you don't think you qualify for anything,
Yeah.
because chances are you might.
And even if you don't qualify for federal aid, schools still look at your EFC that FAFSA calculates to give you your financial aid package. So everybody needs to fill out FAFSA pretty much.
Yeah.
EFC is your estimated family contribution. I didn't know what that stood for before.
Me either.
I started pulling stuff out. So your estimated family contribution, which is what FAFSA they calculate and they estimate what your family is expected to contribute to your education.
Yeah.
And generally, the lower the EFC is, the more financial aid you get, but that's not like a hard and fast rule. So.
Yeah.
A lot of our advice is California specific because we're all from California and we're all staying in state for college.
I love
But-
California too much.
Yes. But the next dates that we have. No. The other important dates that we have for seniors are the day that the CSU application opens and the day that the UC application opens. So the UC application is open now, as of uploading this. So you can
do it.
you can look at the prompts especially and think about your what are they called for UC?
Personal insight question?
Yes.
And those are the same every year, so even if you're not a senior yet, you can still look at those and see which ones you might be wanting to write about.
And if you are going to your senior year, you can still, like, if, let's say you're not ready to write an essay, you're still in summer mode, you can still just go through and do, like, the logistical stuff, like your name, address, your, the stuff like that.
That stuff takes so long, just filling out information that you already know. Like,
It's just tedious.
just get it out of the way.
Your personal
Just
insights
start.
will take a lot of brain power.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure that information is accurate, because I've heard of horror stories that people's stuff gets messed up just because they didn't write their middle name or something.
Or
So
applying to
double
the
check.
wrong school year. I've heard.
Applying to the wrong school year.
Well,
I'm really going
oh,
out
and then
of
both UC and CSU's portal closed November 30th, right?
I think so.
Yes, November 3rd.
time you should
But
have
wait,
before that.
11:59.
Don't wait that long because sometimes the website crashes
Right.
and then you're
Yeah,
screwed.
so when you have to
yeah.
submit a few days before,
Make sure.
For peace of mind, I know a lot of people claim that they do their best work when they procrastinate, but I think that's a lie. I think you guys are all lying to yourselves.
Okay, comfort me then.
I mean, sometimes you'll have sparks of motivation to get something done. That can be your
Yeah, but then reading it back, it's never as good as you thought it was.
Yeah. In the moment, you're like, yeah. Whoa. But then
you got your rejection letters.
Yeah, you're like,
Tell
ouch.
yourself that the due date is November 25th.
Yeah.
That's smart. And then the Common App, I think, is also open right now, so you can work on that. And then different private schools have different days.
Yeah, so check those because that's school specific.
Yeah, just all of senior year, make sure you have deadlines written somewhere at least, or imprinted in your brain, just so you know what you need to get done and when. Academics. Okay, so I know a lot of people have asked us, oh, what classes should I be taking my senior year? Should I take a rigorous schedule? And that's honestly, I think it's kind of up to you how much you want to challenge yourself and how much you think you'll have time for, because I know most of us took kind of like at least like a challenging class during our senior year, some of us more than others, but I think it worked well for everyone, so just know what you need to take.
What I thought about to motivate me was I didn't want to build bad habits and have a poor work ethic going into college, you know? Yeah, it's kind of
Valid.
scary.
And before you, I know it might be a little bit late, but before you register for your classes, know, like if you know you're going to slack off a little, maybe take a little bit of an easier workload. But if you know that you'll stay determined the whole year, which
Is difficult.
then yeah.
And if your school
Shortened schedule.
yeah offers
Offers.
I'm gonna use the if your school offers a shortened schedule, I took a shortened schedule and I really
Me too.
liked it. And some like Taryn didn't.
I took
Yeah,
a full schedule, but you know what? I made it through.
Yeah,
She persevered.
You can do it.
It's
Yeah, I
so
had some
strange
classes
because you
too.
go through high school and having 7 periods is fine. But then
Yeah.
once you're a senior, like I had
Those
6
5 periods are so
Yeah, but
difficult.
Yeah.
Going to my 6th period every day was rough.
Yeah,
And I had 7th period math.
Oof. Ouch.
that's why she almost failed.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we exposed.
Exposed. Yes, I know. I'm bad at math. Thank you, Miss.
I had an elective 6th period, so I didn't need it.
Especially if you're working.
Yeah, I took a shortened schedule because I was going to be working my senior year, and I think it really worked out for me personally.
Yeah. Our senior year, there's just so much other stuff going on. You're just not as motivated. So, I recommend a shortened schedule. People might disagree.
So it's like personal discretion. Like
Yeah. It's what you prefer.
formulate the senior year that you want.
Yeah. Just because you have a longer schedule or shorter schedule, that doesn't mean you won't get into a specific school. I know some people were saying, oh, like for instance, Cal Poly, if you don't have a full schedule, you won't get in at all. Which, myth busted.
Myth
Yeah,
busted.
and then 5 periods.
What matters more is like what's the noun from our rigor?
Rigorous?
Rigorosity.
Rigorous.
It's the rigor. It's the rigor.
Rigor. Oh, the noun.
Rigor.
Rigorosity.
We're stupid.
What matters more is the rigor of your schedule, not necessarily the length of your schedule.
It's all about the
Not
rigorosity.
getting it. Nope. Continue licking the pants.
Next
Go.
thing is really niche and specific, but letters of rec.
Oh yeah, letters of rec, they can either be really important or absolutely useless to you.
Yeah.
So if you do need letters of rec, you should go and ask for them as soon as you can, because teachers often they have too many people asking for them and they can't write all of them. But if you don't need letters of rec and then you ask for one, you're now wasting your teacher's time. And
The guilt will eat you.
yeah, the guilt eats you. I feel really bad.
Yeah.
Like the UC and CSU apps don't require it unless they ask for another supplemental application.
But you also need them for scholarships as well.
Yeah.
So, and definitely just remember, if you go to, let's say you go to a teacher for a letter of rec, don't go once and think it's covered. You're gonna have to remind them a few times because they might, doesn't take them that long to write it, honestly, but they need to remember, they have a busy schedule.
What else to say? Oh, choose your teachers wisely. Choose teachers who can attest to both you as a student, but also to you as a character, I think.
Yes.
A lot of them, they don't have to be teachers all the time.
No,
so they can be counselors,
Community
they can be,
member.
community members. So you can be a club advisor if you were really involved in a club.
Some schools do specify, so you have to look out for that.
Yeah.
Stanford said that it had to be from teachers in academic subjects.
Also, it's kind of random, but the CSUs don't require essays. If you didn't know,
Yeah.
it's just a little.
So
But I will say Cal Poly, I think I had to write a small excerpt or something regarding my community service. And I'll be honest, I just kind of typed it up and read through it. It sounded really good, and then I just submitted. I didn't.
And she got it.
It wasn't.
If you're interested, is it EOAP? What is it?
EAOP.
EAOP. Those programs within CSUs require essays, I think.
EOP.
EOP.
Yeah.
EAOP is for the younger kids, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know any of them.
Whatever that program is. we'll put it.
EOP. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out there somewhere.
You'll recognize it when you see it.
So I really recommend applying to a bunch of scholarships because you have no idea which is going to get back to you. If you apply to a lot, chances are at least a few of them will get back to you. And that scholarship money adds up.
Yes. And you need it.
You need it.
And I got really good financial aid too, but I still need scholarships.
Yeah, so apply to a bunch of those, even if you don't think you'll get them to supply. And a lot of the prompts overlap, so you can use your essays for multiple scholarships. Some of them don't even have essays, so just like apply to a bunch. Some of them won't get back to you.
And there's scholarships for everything. Like even if you think you don't qualify for anything, there's like a left-handed person scholarship.
Yeah. There's like a tall person
Where did
one.
you guys find scholarships? From
Honestly,
school?
yeah, from
The
school.
local ones were the ones that came
Those are
through
the
for
best
me.
ones.
Yeah, me too.
For me, the only scholarships that I got there were the ones that I applied to through our school.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the one that I got was one that our counselor like emailed, and they're like,
yeah.
Like, it seemed like there was
that's how we
thousands
feel
out
about
there.
loans.
However, still apply to those big national things
Oh,
because one of our
yes.
close friends got it and it was a lot.
Yeah.
Look now. Like for some reason, I was under the impression that peak scholarship application season was after college application season.
That is not
That's
true.
false.
Myth busted again.
Yeah, especially scholarships to have multiple cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'd say just save your money for senior year because senior year can be expensive. Like aside from paying for your college apps and paying for your AP tests and stuff, and just like
Paying to
if you-
send your scores.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was rough.
Yeah.
like, everything costs
That
money.
adds up.
And even just like there's other sides of senior year where you like go to grad night if you want to, and like your senior portraits and stuff. If you want to do
Prom.
that prom, like senior year is very expensive. So if you want to like partake in prom and grad night and stuff, save your money for that stuff too, because that was a big part of our senior year. And I think like I
Honestly, like the last 2 months of senior year were so good.
Yeah.
They were
Also
so
the
good.
last
worth it.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
a week or two.
specifically last week.
Actually,
yeah.
no, just last week.
It was a ride, but
It was
you'll
a
get through
movie.
it. A movie.
I hate people that run. That's so heterosexual male.
Oh my god, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah,
just that demographic.
We'll bleep.
School spirit, like I know at the beginning of the year it's like for our school like football season, application season, it's a lot of these things, but don't be so like just closed off, like oh I need to focus on college apps. Like make time for yourself, go to those football games, even if your team never wins a game, you know.
We know that firsthand.
Still go out there and have fun, even with like clubs, grad night. Like really, if you don't think that oh like I don't really like my class, they're not really like I'm not close to them, you can still do things like grad night where you feel close, prom like with your friends. Like you don't have to, not everything has to be like the traditional way of senior year. School spirit, have it or get lost.
ASU president.
Coming from my ASU president.
School spirit has a lot to say because it is your last year at a smaller school, so it is more close knit.
Intermission.
And yeah,
Elevator music or the Wii music. Insert here.
That's pretty much it.
Like just enjoy your senior year, spend
Yeah.
time with your friends or family. I'm guessing that the people who are seeking out content like this are people who are really ambitious and like want to succeed, which is a good thing.
We
but
believe in
life
you.
isn't. Life in high school isn't about like auditioning for college. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just enjoy it while you can. I'm not sure if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
definitely.
were all we're pretty ambitious in our class.
Yeah.
We all like applied to some really great schools, but I think we also had a good time. Our
We
senior
did.
year.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
We all met each other, but we all like came
Got
closer.
closer.
Yeah, senior year really.
Yeah.
Grad night.
grad night really did it. Honestly,
Yeah.
it really did.
And that's it, folks.
Thank you for watching.
We'll
So professional.
link our previous videos somewhere here.
And leave a comment if you want any specific like video suggestions for us.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Our social medias down below.
One last
use
thing,
apps and stuff.
have fun, be safe, and
Be
responsible.
nice.
Safety first.
Safe first.
Wait, what's
Wear
the
your
page?
seatbelts.